So you're sitting at home trying to figure out how all of this is going to play out. The last few weeks have been crazy. The COVID-19 has thrown everything for a loop, and you're trying to figure out what is it going to look like on the other side. Well, I've got 4 things to help you not only survive, but thrive throughout this coronavirus situation. Stay tuned. Hey, over the last few weeks, a lot has changed. If you watch TV or read the news, you've probably seen that over 3 million people have lost their jobs. A lot of people are finding themselves with less hours to work or just difficulty making ends meet. And it can feel like, hey, the world's ending, but it's not. We've been through adversity, we've been through things like this before, and we always come out eventually. Like Napoleon Hill said, in every adversity lies a seed of equal or greater benefit. And there's a lot of opportunity out there. My name is Ramon Purifoy, and like you, I found myself changing, adjusting, and coping with the current situation. But there is light at the end of the tunnel, and I've discovered 4 ways that you can be productive and not only survive, but thrive moving into the next season of where we'll be. And I want to share that with you. Now, the first thing I want to talk about is for people that have maybe found themselves in a difficult financial situation. And that is that banks like Chase, Bank of America, BB&T, and SunTrust, now Truist, are offering people with home loans the ability to defer or suspend mortgage payments. What does that look like? Well, say for 90 days you would not have to make a mortgage payment and it would not be negatively affected on your credit. For many people, this is their largest expense and can bring some sort of peace of mind to being able to make their financial obligations throughout the current situation. What this requires is that you call your bank and let them know your situation and what's going on. Be honest, be truthful with them, and right now they're willing to work with a lot of people without a lot of red tape to try and get in there. Now, what's the catch? At the end of, say, your forbearance period or your deferment period, a lot of banks are requiring that you bring yourself current. So for the 3 months that you would have skipped, you'll have to pay those 3 months plus the current month back. But again, they're willing to work with you and they may understand, and things may change down the road and you may still be able to, say, renegotiate that on the back end of your loan or extend your loan, or whatever kind of agreement that you can come to with the bank. In addition, interest will still accrue throughout that period of time, but not having to make that payment could bring at least a little bit of peace of mind and help you just make it through the next 90 days. The second thing to kind of watch out for is there are a lot of people trying to reach out and take advantage of these benefits. So you may find yourself on the phone or on wait for up to 2+ hours on the phone waiting. But think, if your payment is $1,000 a month and you're able to kind of save $3,000 in your pocket, well, at 2 hours of wait time, you've just kind of made yourself $1,500 an hour in a way that you can use to survive throughout what we're going through. Similarly, credit card companies and other types of loan products and auto loans are offering very similar benefits. So what it takes is for you to, pick up the phone, make a call, sit through the wait, because it could be the difference between you making it through right now and, being able to thrive on the other end of this. Now, if you're a renter, similarly, your landlord may be going through some kind of situation. They have a mortgage that they have to pay, and if they're depending on your rent to make that payment. So if you're having difficulty making rent payments, the number one thing you want to do is call your landlord and let them know, whether you're in a house or an apartment complex, let them know your situation. A lot of people, you're not going through this by yourself, and a lot of people understand what's going on and they're willing to work with you. But the thing that you do not want to do is ignore it and pretend like it doesn't exist and not make a phone call or communicate. Communication is the number one thing if you own a home, have a mortgage, or if you're a renter and have a landlord, that you can do to put yourself in a good position coming out of this. So the second thing I want to talk about is right now is the perfect time to learn or develop a new skill. So if you're like me, you've probably been putting things off, like things that you want to do or things that you know you need to do, because you didn't have time. And right now, what does everybody find themselves with? A lot more time than they had before. So whether that's learning to code, learning how to play an instrument, wanting to start a business or a nonprofit, now is the perfect time to figure out and develop those skills so when this is all over, you can put that into practice. There's websites like Udemy, Coursera, Course Central that are providing either free or low cost classes to develop and learn new skills. If you want to learn how to, learn Java, or learn how to play the guitar, or learn how to take advantage, of the stock market and learn all the terminology, now's the time to kind of develop those skills so that you have them and you're ready to use them when all of this goes back to some sort of normal. Myself, I picked up photography. I am learning how to do real estate photography as a vertical to my current real estate business. And right before all the lockdown started, I've taken a couple of photos and already feel pretty confident to go out and shoot for other people. Similarly, I'm also working on getting my drone license. So studying up for the course, and that when everything opens back up, I'll go take, an FAA exam so that I can fly drones for business. So right now is the perfect time, all those times you told yourself that you didn't have time to study or learn whatever it is that you've been putting off. Now is the perfect time to do that. Set aside an hour or two each day, say from 10 to 12 or from 4 to 6 each day, and sit down and work on that project that you've been putting off. Maybe you've been wanting to write a book, whether it's a story or a book of poems. Maybe you're an artist and you've been looking to draw and just felt it was not a good use of your time because you had to work or you wanted to take care of family. Well, now you have more time to develop that skill. Because think, at the end of this, you've probably learned some things right now that you wish you would have done differently before all this started. Imagine whether you're in a position to develop some kind of new business or new technology or the next app, where you'd be as soon as this is over. If you can develop something that is of benefit to people right now that have to stay home but still need to be productive, take some time, sit down and draw that through. Maybe you have the next idea, but you won't know that if you don't take the time to implement or take advantage of the time that we have right now to put those thoughts together that could be a benefit to multiple people throughout the world. All right, so the third thing I want to discuss is that this is also a great time to start reaching out to people that you had not talked to in a long time. You've probably got your phone book, you've got 200, 300, 400 phone numbers in there, but you only talk to 10 or 15 people. People aren't as busy as they were before. And so where maybe it felt like you were intruding or you just didn't know what to say, now's a great time to pick up the phone and have a short, doesn't have to be a long conversation, and reach out to those people that are in your phone book that you haven't talked to in a long time, whether that's friends, family. And if you don't have their phone number, Facebook. Well, I'm sure a lot of you guys, like myself, have Facebook stalked people and say, man, that's really cool. Or man, those people are all the way from we've been friends since high school, but I haven't talked to them. Again, myself, I've started reaching out through video text and video message to people that I know that maybe I haven't spoke to in a long time. If they've got a birthday, send a quick 10-second birthday message. If something amazing's happened in their life, say, hey, congratulations, I see you just got married. Or, hey, what a funny post, or whatever it may be. Or, hey, you're inspiring, you guys are working out. Because of that, I've worked out. Now's a great time to reestablish those human connections that have been lost due to technology. So you can use technology to reestablish some of those connections with people that, are in your database. They're your Facebook friends for a reason, right? So, don't just be a digital friend. Now's a great time to reach out to people and just let them know, hey, you care. What they're doing maybe had a positive impact on you, and it's a great time to just let them know. So appreciate people while they're alive, before they're passed away, while they can appreciate it, because honestly, you don't know what kind of reaction that they will have from that. Now, all the reaction I've had has been good reactions, but I've learned that when people, you don't know who you affect, and sometimes when everything looks good socially, it may not be good personally in their lives, and just that single word of encouragement can be what's necessary to help keep them moving forward as well. All right, and so the fourth thing I want to talk about is now's also a great time for a little bit of guilt-free enjoyment. If you're that person that's been like a workaholic, and just You felt guilty every time you wanted to sit down and watch a TV show or watch a movie or take some time off or take some time to yourself. Now's a great time to do that as well. I can understand from the entrepreneurial side that if you don't feel productive, you feel like you're wasting time, and it can kind of give you a little bit of guilt for doing things that are probably, that you enjoy doing. But all of us need to recharge, and how we recharge varies by person, whether that's sitting down reading a book, maybe it's playing video games, whatever that might be that, again, you've been putting off because you felt guilty for doing it. Now's the time to just take a little bit of time for yourself. Because when things return to normal and you get back in the grind, you're gonna kind of wish you had a little time to recharge and bring yourself back to a point where you're filled and can give more to other people. If you were completely stressed before this and you're completely stressed now, nothing's gonna change on the back end when this is over unless you decide to do something different. So take this time to recharge yourself. Enjoy life, whether that's going out for a little bit of a run or a hike, reading a book that you've been putting off for the last 6 months, writing a story that you've wanted to do when we talked about development and skill. If that's something you already did, you can do that now. Or it's just watching a new Netflix series, whatever that may be. Take some time for yourself and don't feel guilty about it. You've got plenty of time to work, and plenty of time to enjoy yourself. And the best way to do that, not feel guilty, is to schedule it. If you schedule it, hey, from 9 to 3 p.m. I'm going to do work, but from 6 to 8 or 6 to 7, I'm going to do me. I'm going to enjoy myself and the opportunity I have right now. Do that and don't feel any guilt about it. And you won't have to, because you were productive in the morning and you were recharging in the evening. So take advantage of that time that you have now, because it's a great opportunity for you. So with that, I just want to wrap up the 4 things that you can do to not only survive through what we're going through, but to potentially thrive on the outside or on the other side when this is all over. And that's one, hey, if you're having financial difficulty, contact your mortgage company, your lender, your credit card company, your auto loan, whoever that may be. Let them know there are current programs in place to help you make it through this time financially. Number 2 is, it's an awesome time to develop a great skill. You may be able to develop that app or the next thing that we're all going to be on and be using, and you're not going to know that if you don't take the time right now to develop it. Even if it's not that big a deal, if it's just something for you, you like to play, you always want to learn the piano, the guitar, you want to learn the code or develop so that, hey, when the job market comes back, you are in a position to take advantage, because people are going to need to work. They're going to need to refill some of those slots that they've gotten rid of. You can do that right now. The third thing is, it's a great time to reconnect. Reach out to people that you haven't talked to, that have been in your phone for the last 5 years that you've never called, or on your Facebook list of 1,000 friends and you only actually know 20 of them. Reach out to them, let them know, say, hey, happy birthday, congratulations, just checking up to make sure you're okay. And, let them know that somebody cares. Don't just be a digital friend, be a friend in the real world. And the last thing is, have some guilt-free pleasure, some guilt-free fun. Don't feel guilty watching a new Netflix series or playing video games or whatever that may be, because everybody needs to take some time for themselves. You only get one life and you want to enjoy it. So I hope this was helpful for you. Please like, subscribe, comment below. Let me know what things that you're doing to, make it through this crazy time that we're going through. And if you have any benefit, let me know as well. I like to see, how things are helping other people. So with that, I hope you stay blessed. I know you'll make it through, and take care.